Welcome, welcome, welcome to Dropping a Morning Log with Jivko. All right. Good morning. So I haven't done this in a while. I'm on my way to work. It's fucking snowing again, so that's good. But anywho's, it looks like today's gonna be an enjoyable day. Have you ever thought about, like, why do you do this every day? Why does every day go toward you getting up late, staying up later than you should, not as late as you want, but at the end of the day, you'd like to take care of things properly, be one of those people that excels at everything. I'm like trying subtly, but I'm not like making a change. Like I don't change the time I wake up, I don't change the time I go to sleep. Changing the time I go to sleep is the biggest one. I certainly should be getting more sleep. The math doesn't add up to giving me an advantage in regards to a good sleep schedule, especially when I go to bed around 11 every night and I wake up around 6:50 because I know I didn't give myself enough time to wake up at 6:35. Opportunely, I should be waking up at 6:25. That means I should be going to sleep at 9:25, at the very latest, I should say, because give or take, you have about an hour's worth of different times throughout the night where you wake up and everything. Maybe like 9:45 at the very latest, I should be going to sleep. But that's not something I do. Ooh, another thing is preparing lunches the previous day. I could certainly do that, but yeah, I just need to work on different things, different aspects of my morning and my life. I need to change a few things in terms of winding down at night. I've been doing a little tiny bit better over this past week, let's put it that way. I still have not given myself more than a solid 7 hours of sleep yet, which is not like the best, but I don't know. It's definitely something that I want to aspire to, but I have to make it a serious goal. And of course, every single night that I don't, I'm just fucking myself over that much more. So I don't know. It's a hard thing to do, but I got to do it. Also right now, something I've been trying to aspire to as well and kind of just make it a goal. Hydrate after a long night, actually any night really, of sleeping. Hydrate with a bunch of water before I go for my coffee. Because that's the thing. That's where a lot of people apparently make a big mistake, is you're not supposed to hydrate yourself with coffee. Like, coffee is not an item to technically be able to hydrate with, because you lose so much water when you sleep, apparently. I think something along the lines of like up to a quart. Could be wrong though. Actually, that sounds like a lot, so I don't know. Maybe not up to a quart, but either way. So now that I've hydrated a little bit with actual water, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some coffee down the gullet. Oh man, that's some good shit. So I just came back from Europe, being there for the first time in my life, and they drink their coffee strong and pretty much always espresso style. It's kind of crazy. And like the only thing they can like throw on top is like sugar and milk. And the milk itself doesn't have a lot of sugar in it, and it's 3% milk, the one I was drinking anyway, which is technically whole milk. But yeah, it's something that I never would have thought before, but basically when I came back to the States, it turns out the milk here has so much sugar in it that actually I don't need to put any sweetener or sugar in my coffee. It's just kind of crazy. Like the milk is sugary enough as it is, where you're just like, I'm good. I don't need to put any extra sugar. I know that my coffee is going to be sweet enough with just some milk. And if you're basically like pouring sugar and cream at the same time when you just pretty much pour milk alone here in the States. Which is just like very interesting because I don't usually have sugar in my coffee here. But there, to be honest, just because of how strong the coffee was and everything like that, like I definitely put some sugar in my coffee every once in a while. But usually just cream still, even there. But yeah, when I came here, I definitely didn't need to put any sugar in there. It was very interesting to me. While I was over there, I got turned on something that's pretty awesome. Apparently this is, I don't know if this is just a European thing alone, but I couldn't really find it here in the States. But it was called 3-in-1 coffee. It's basically like instant coffee. You just put hot water in, and it's coffee, cream, and sugar all in one. And it's at least the one that I was checking out was by a Netherlands company, and it was really good. It was called Jacobs, I guess. Nescafe also makes a version of 3-in-1. I didn't try that one, to be honest, but Nescafe, in my opinion, their instant coffee is, I don't know, instant coffee is instant coffee. So it's not like absurdly delicious, and it's also not, it's not like high grade quality coffee. It's not like something you would get from, you know, just brewing it yourself. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but anyway, so that's that. I think, you know what's really good though, is if your coffee is way too strong, like just straight up espresso, let's say, if you do like half a cup of espresso and then the instant coffee in it as well, like, because the instant coffee is pretty light, like it's a very light brew type of coffee, and it tastes good, but it's like just very light, like there's almost like hardly coffee in there. So like half a cup of espresso with some instant coffee, like that 3-in-1, is fucking delicious. It's fucking bomblicious. So anyway, I don't know, like it's interesting because like everywhere in Europe, at least where I was at, which is Bulgaria, everywhere there's just like so many places for coffee, and like coffee is like such a big thing, and people over there love it. Apparently it's definitely like a major staple of the culture there. It's like, I know in the States as well, like people love their coffee, but I don't know, man. When you go over there, it's literally everywhere. It's fucking nuts. It's like, I want to say like 5 times more popular and easier to come by, something like that. But like good coffee. Yeah, most places serve like when you ask for like a tall coffee, or no, a long coffee, that's just like a little short little cup with coffee. It's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I had Irish coffee at a place there. It was fucking delicious. Ooh, that's something that I turned my grandma on to, of all things, in the morning time, is Irish coffee. A little bit of Bailey's, a little bit of whiskey, and oh my god, is that goddamn delicious. Actually, probably like a bunch of Baileys and a little bit of whiskey. It is like the most Irish you could potentially get. Obviously Irish whiskey, so a little JMO, that's the best. So highly encourage it. It was highly addictive, as coffee is. And plus, like, we weren't, rushing anywhere or anything like that. We weren't trying to, like, go to sleep early or whatever for any reason, any time of the day. For 2 weeks, basically, we were just drinking coffees, drinking beers. Not really just beers, all over the place, really. It was like wine, a little bit of whiskey, I don't know, just a bunch of shit. So, it was a good old time. Rakia. That's definitely a big thing. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. I haven't had rakia in a long time. So I will, I think I'm going to bring it back now that I'm here. And I got some rakia glasses now, which is fucking awesome. Yeah. And what's really interesting is like a rakia can be served hot or cold, or hot or I guess room temperature. I've never really tried hot rakia yet. The only thing I've had that's hot and alcoholic, well, I guess two things, is glögg, which is like a hot spiced wine. That's usually around like Christmas time. I believe it's a German or Swedish thing. I know they have it at Christkindl market, which I believe is a Swedish market or German, something like that, or Scandinavian, I don't know. And the other thing is sake I've had hot, which is, I don't know, it's about the same thing. It's like a Japanese wine. It's kind of interesting, I guess. But anyway, rakia is like way different. It's more like brandy, which never thought I would ever like, but it's pretty good. There's different kinds, and yeah, it's pretty decent. So anyway, on a lovely beverage note, I gotta get going, and adios.